Crime is down.
What? But you're doing exactly my point here. What happens is each time people show statistics, everyone's saying crime is a problem. That doesn't make them feel better when you say, but it's not.
But they need a copy economy.
But again, that's a platitude. What does it mean?
The other thing that I will say is about AOC, she's been demonized as this like too progressive, far left person.
AOC is definitely too left for the majority of the country.
Welcome back to All-Star Buzz. Thank you for joining us, and let's begin. Sunny Hostin is visibly losing her cool as her co-hosts keep calling out her nonsensical statements. It's almost like she's on the show just to be the punching bag. And you can see it dawning on her face, too. Watch as Sunny tries to claim that AOC and her policies aren't far left, and Alyssa fires back with a truth bomb that leaves her speechless. Watch this.
What does the party have to do to reconnect with voters?
Go ahead.
Oh, why are you asking the Republican? I think the Dems should start. I've got thoughts, but I'll let you start.
I can start. Look, young people were still the age group with the highest support for the Democratic candidate this year. So we can start there. I don't think that young people have necessarily left the Democratic Party. Yes, there have been some gains made by the Republican Party, but by and large, young people are voting democratically. The other thing that I will say is about AOC, she has been demonized by the right, and she's been demonized as this like too progressive, far left person. And I want to try to set the record straight, because if she is too progressive, then the Democrats really are going to lose the working class, because this is her platform. The key issues: healthcare for all people, affordable housing, rebuild the unions, federal job guarantee, free public college, create clean energy jobs, pay parental leave, and expand protections for the LGBTQ+ community.
Defund the police, open borders, men competing in women's sports, and hiking taxes up to 90% to fund all their free programs. Yeah, totally not far left, right? Give me a break. But let's keep going.
If that is too progressive for this country, then that's a problem for the Democrats, and that's a problem, quite frankly, for this country.
That used to be a description of a liberal.
But the devils
Medicare,
are also...
healthcare for all should be an everybody issue.
But the devil's in the details, because a lot of this country does not support, for example, the Green New Deal, which would absolutely crush jobs across this country, wreak havoc on the economy.
It would create millions of jobs, actually.
It would actually make international travel virtually impossible to do because of some of the regulations that have been in place. From my perspective, as a Republican who didn't support Trump, this may sound weird, I think Democrats focus too much on Trump. People who were going to be with Donald Trump were going to be with Donald Trump. There needed to be more of a, this is who we are, this is what we're proactively fighting for. And I can think of 3 or 4 policies that were laid out by the vice president. She talked about this support for elderly parents. She talked about these first-time home buyer payments. But they need a copy
economy.
But again, that's a platitude. What does it mean? You know, like, and I didn't know that by
a 90-page
but
white paper.
But in this world we live in, when you have 3 months especially, I don't know that people knew what she was for. And then a lot of her positions in 2020, she was on the complete opposite side of now.
Did you catch that snarky comment she made? If that's too left for America, then America has the problem. And that right there is the issue with Democrats. They don't talk to people. They talk at them. They don't ask what Americans want. They shove their agenda down everyone's throats and expect them to fall in line. And if they don't, they shame them, call them names, and label them as evil. That's the playbook they used, and it got them absolutely crushed in the last election. But wait, it gets better. Sunny tries to defend herself by bringing up her opportunity economy, and Alyssa shuts her down hard. That's not a policy, it's a platitude. What does that even mean? I almost fell out of my chair laughing. Now, let's watch Sarah Haynes explain exactly what I've been saying, that Democrats keep dismissing people's real concerns as non-issues. And sure enough, Sunny proves her point right on the spot. Watch this.
Well, I think Rahm Emanuel hit it right on the head in an op-ed for the Washington Post. He had two parts that really kind of stuck with me. He talked about with inflation stinging, school absenteeism skyrocketing, students' academic scores plummeting, Democrats consume themselves in debates over pronouns, bathroom access, and renaming schools, and adopted terms such as care economy and Latinx to win over voters. And I think what it comes down to is oftentimes Democrats tend to tell people what to care about rather than listening to what they actually care about. Because he goes on to say, you know, they tiptoe around issues like crime, immigration, homelessness, and then they quote stats, while meanwhile there's an uptick in carjackings and you have to lock up deodorant in CVS.
Crime is down.
But you're doing exactly my point here. What happens is each time people show statistics, everyone's saying crime is a problem. That doesn't make them feel better when you say, but it's not.
Did you see Sonny's face? I mean, that's pure comedy gold right there. The elitist, pretentious attitude of the Democrats is driving people away. And they're so clueless, they don't even realize they need to dial it back. But here's the thing, they can't help it. These folks live and breathe stats, polls, and whatever the so-called experts say. Meanwhile, regular people, they make decisions based on what's happening in their everyday lives. You can't throw a statistic at me saying crime is down when, under Trump, I don't remember CVS and Walgreens locking up every single item behind glass windows. But now, it's like Fort Knox in there. So, no, I don't care what your experts and their spreadsheets say. I can see with my own eyes that things are worse than they were before. And that's the core issue with Democrats. When you walk around like you're better than everyone else, like your stuff doesn't stink, you lose the ability to connect with people. If someone has a concern or belief you don't share, you instantly dismiss it as irrelevant or not credible. That's not leadership. That's straight-up narcissistic behavior. Now, let's watch Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar make some jaw-droppingly low IQ statements about RFK. Watch this.
That make America healthy again. And it's been gaining ground with folks. But let me remind everyone that long before him, Maha was already Michelle makes America healthy. Okay? That's what she was doing when she was first lady. So it's not an unknown concept.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
So,
but
yeah.
now he's out there saying this. But do you actually believe anything he says? Tell the truth. I mean, they overturned Roe v. Wade. He said he wasn't going to put anybody in who back to Project 2025. A lot of people that he's put into this new administration believe that stuff. He said that grocery prices would magically come down. He already admitted that they can't very easily come down. Remember when during COVID, he said, no masks, you don't need masks. That was also BS. He attacked Dr. Fauci, who was really trying to help everybody. Yeah. He pushed deworming medication for horses on us. And the worst, the pièce de résistance, as they say, is he sent COVID tests to Putin.
Yeah.
That really ticked me off.
Oh, and one more thing. What tangible benefits did we actually see from Michelle Obama's health initiative? Let's talk about that. Absolutely nothing. Kids are still overweight. ADHD, autism, and learning disabilities are skyrocketing. Clearly, whatever Michelle Obama tried didn't work. And now, let's dive into Joy Behar's ridiculous take. People calling ivermectin a horse dewormer is beyond dishonest. It's one of the most widely used treatments globally. RFK Jr. actually broke it down on the Joe Rogan podcast. For the government to fast-track vaccines under federal authorization, they had to ensure there were no other effective treatments available. That's why they discredited ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine to push through a $200 billion vaccine plan. It was pure corruption, led by none other than Dr. Fauci himself. That's why Trump needs to investigate him, especially after Fauci admitted that the whole mask mandate and 6-foot social distancing rule were made up. No science, just speculation. Unbelievable. Now, watch Sarah Haynes try to make a valid point to Sonny. Maybe we shouldn't just feed people unhealthy, processed junk and then send them straight to Big Pharma to fix everything with a cocktail of pills. Maybe we should explore other solutions. Why do Asian communities live longer without relying on pills to solve every problem? But Sonny? She responds with the worst faith argument ever. Watch this.
One thing, Sunny, because I understand what you're saying about Western medicine, but there are Eastern traditions that are thousands of years old. I have a Chinese Western trained doctor who has pointed out where the Western medicine gets it wrong.
Right.
We live in a country where crap is put in our food that makes us sick, and then pharmaceuticals come in and throw pills at it. So we're living in a cycle where it feeds the corporate greed to keep us not well.
I'm not against Eastern medicine, but I've been married to a Western medicine doctor for 26 years, and I trust him over anybody else telling me that what's making people have certain ailments, or if I need a knee replacement, I should just put maybe some kind of like herbal patch on it.
I mean, come on. It's such a bad faith argument. No one's saying slap a herbal patch on your knee if you need a replacement. That's not the point. Other cultures focus on clean, healthy eating, and when you build a society around that, it does more for human health than any Ozempic or pill ever could. But here's the problem. In our culture, we've decided to prioritize feelings over facts. We've embraced body positivity to the point where we're told being fat isn't necessarily unhealthy, because, you know, we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. We've normalized a sedentary lifestyle. No activity, no fitness, just endless junk food. And then we wonder why people turn to drugs like Ozempic, hoping it'll magically fix everything. They take it daily, expecting no long-term consequences. It's a band-aid solution for a much deeper problem. But hey, let me know what you think in the comments below. At this point, Sunny's basically the show's punching bag. It's almost sad. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on those notification bells so you never miss a video. Catch you in the next one.